Hey guys, we're here with Prime Armor today. We're going to be testing some different calibers on it and seeing how it holds up. We're going to be testing 5.7 by 28, 300 blackout subsonic, and 300 blackout supersonic. So these are polyethylene plates, so they're extremely lightweight. These probably only weigh like 3 to 5 pounds, give or take. I'm sure Prime Armor can fill us in on some of the details there. So let's go ahead, we'll get to shooting, we'll get to testing and see how these things hold up. First shots at the plate with the FN 5.7. There we go. Let's go check it out. All right guys, that was the first shot with the 5.7 by 28 at 25 yards. The impact was right at the top of the eye on the prime. This armor did an amazing job. There's barely any protrusion on the back and zero penetration. I was expecting a little bit more power from the 5.7, being that it's a rifle round shooting out of a pistol, but it turns out it does not have enough energy to even penetrate this level 3 armor. Let's jump up to 300 blackout and see what it does. Next up, 300 blackout subsonic. It's 220 grain SMB FMJs. Again, we're shooting this out of my Daniel Defense ISR Gen 2 integral suppressed. Ooh, got him. Let's see how it does. All right, guys. So that was 300 blackout subsonic, 220 grain. We hit right by the center star on prime. Here's what's surprising. A little bit bigger bump than the 5.7. Still no penetration. The bump got a little bigger on the back here. But overall, it did very, very well. Again, sitting on your chest, this is protecting your sternum, your central organs right here. I don't know, I think we bump right up to supersonic and see what type of energy this plate can really take. All right guys, we have 300 blackout supersonic now. This plate has withstood 5.7 and 300 blackout subsonic. We're gonna add some more energy into this equation now and see how this plate fares. We're at 25 yards, let's let it rip and see what happens. That was a thumper right there. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, 300 blackout supersonic. This penetrated right in between the M and the O on the plate. You can see some veining starting to happen on the front of the plate. On the back side, we have a much larger bump, all right? So there's no penetration, which is what we're looking for on our plates, but you're still going to feel this, all right? But more importantly, that bullet is not exiting this plate and entering your body. So this plate has withstood 3 rounds on the same plate, 5.7, 300 blackout subsonic, and 300 blackout supersonic. Now that we did our initial test, we're gonna get to some more serious shooting, maybe a few courses of fire, and see what we can do to penetrate this plate. All right, guys, the plate has passed the test. 5.7, 300 blackout subsonic, 300 blackout supersonic. We're gonna jump right up in energy factors here and bring out the 62 grain green tip NATO rounds. We're gonna shoot this out of a 14.5 inch barrel to get a little extra velocity on it and see what happens. Two, just for good measure. All right, guys, that was 2 rounds of 62 grain green tip. And if you guessed it, we have penetration at this time. We have 1 shot that impacted at the center star, 1 on the left side of the plate. So you can see this was a nice clean hole at the top here, went right through. The plate moved, the second follow-up shot, right on the outside here. You can start to see all of this polymer material start to exit the plate. This is why we use this round in the United States military. Penetration power. I mean, this is basically what we expected out of this round, so nothing surprising here. We're gonna increase the energy. I've got a 6.5 Creedmoor with me, and we're gonna see what happens with that. All right, guys, jumping up to the big guns. Literally, this is a 24-inch Savage BA Stealth 6.5 Creedmoor. I think we have 140 grain FMJs. We're at the same distance of 25 feet. We're gonna do our best to see what this does on the plate. We'll let it rip. Holy. All right, guys, we had an impact on the lower corner of the plate. Good hit on the plate. This was the most intact part. As you can see, 6.5 Creedmoor does not mess around. There's a lot more energy, and this is where we start finding the limitations of level 3 plates. So this thing is super busted, right? I mean, it is just opening up like a phone book left in a swimming pool. I don't even know what that analogy means, but this is what that is. So this brings the conclusion to our test. This plate withstood 5.7, 300 blackout subsonic, and 300 blackout supersonic. There was no penetration on any of those rounds. The supersonic, we started to have a larger protrusion on the back of the plate. And then once we moved up to the 62 grain green tip steel cord ammo that NATO uses, we had penetration on this plate on both shots. From there we stepped up to 6.5 Creedmoor, where you can see this thing just blew right apart. All right, there's a lot of energy behind that 6.5 round. They're moving anywhere from like 26 to 3,000 feet per second. We shot it at 25 yards, and then a few rounds point blank. So I hope this is useful when you're making your choice to purchase plates and what level of plates that you might need. All right. As you can see on other videos that Prime has done, this will withstand 55 grain 223. It will withstand AK-47 ammo, 7.62x39, and a various amount of pistol rounds. This is a great option if you don't want to break the bank. Just know what level of protection you're getting. So on that note, go ahead, do your research, and figure out what armor is best for you. Jesus. Quick draw McGraw. Woo. Impact. That's what we're looking for, boys and girls. I think we can dig this bullet out of here. It's still hot. I don't think you're gonna be shot by 6.5 Creedmoor.
It looks like you're delivering a pizza.
Exactly.